Vegan curry is a great high-volume meal and can be made with quite a lot of protein. To start things off, I will use an entire eggplant and cut off the stem. This weighs 300 grams in total. Then I will cut this into about 1 centimeter or half an inch thick slices. Eggplants have two characteristics that you need to be aware of. First, they have a bitter taste if cooked immediately in a pan, and second, and that's more important, the interior of an eggplant is like a sponge. It will soak up a ton of liquid, and that is the reason why recipes call for so much oil when cooking them. So, to prevent both, I will place a wire rack on top of some paper towel, spread all the eggplants on top, and then salt both sides. The salt will remove moisture and make them shrink a bit, and also remove the bitterness. I will let them sit on my counter for 20 to 30 minutes. In the meantime, let's talk about vegan protein sources. These are one of the most popular ones: plain tofu, and on the right, tempeh. Tofu is made out of coagulated soy and has about 119 calories with 13 grams of protein. Tempeh is made out of fermented soy and has 150 calories with 19 grams of protein. The recipe works with both the same way. If you use tofu, however, I would first freeze and then defrost it again. This will create these small holes inside of the tofu, and that will result in more absorption of flavor and thus a tastier meal. I personally like tempeh a lot more, so I will use 150 grams of tempeh and slice it into planks, turn it, and then again cut it into smaller pieces. For this curry I will use coconut milk, and there are many different kinds of coconut, including fat-reduced coconut milk and coconut cream. The only difference between them is the water to coconut ratio, and that's it. Fat-reduced coconut milk is a lot thinner than the coconut cream because the cream is basically 90% coconut and thus has double the calories. So you can choose between 100 grams of fat-reduced coconut milk or 50 grams of coconut cream with 50 grams of water. To add even more flavor, I will also prepare a small glass of water where I will add in a teaspoon of vegetable broth powder or bouillon. I always have one of these in my pantry. So let's get back to check my eggplants, and as you can see, the salt removed quite a lot of water and they slightly shrink. So I will pat them dry with a paper towel and then cut them into smaller chunks while thanking the sponsor of today's video, Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon cereal tastes just like the sugar cereal that we ate as a kid, but with 0 grams of sugar, 30 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 to 5 grams of net carbs per serving depending on the flavor. Take for example the frosted flavor. It has 140 calories and 13 grams of protein per serving, which is about the same calorie to protein ratio as a protein bar. They have a ton of different flavors like peanut butter, frosted, fruity, cocoa, and a lot more on their website. My favorite that I've tried so far is frosted. It tastes sweet and pretty much like dessert for breakfast, just without sugar and a ton of protein. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee, so if you don't like it for any reasons, they will refund your money, no questions asked. So click the link below or scan the QR code on the screen and use the code Felu for $5 off, or go to magicspoon/Felu to save $5 today. Okay, let's get cooking. So I will start with frying the tempeh in a bit of oil on medium-high heat. I will fry them on one side for 1 to 2 minutes just until they get some brown color like this. Then flip them, keep frying for another 1 to 2 minutes, and then remove them from the pan. Now, next are the eggplants, and I will use the same technique as for mushrooms. The eggplants will go into the pan and then I will add a splash of water. Even though the brining helped, it is not enough to collapse the eggplant entirely, so 1 to 2 splashes of water should be enough, and then I will close the lid and let them cook for 3 to 4 minutes under occasional stirring. As soon as they are soft, I will add in a bit of oil and a small chopped yellow onion, mix everything and keep frying for another 3 to 4 minutes. If the eggplants still immediately soak up the oil, add another spray of oil. That should be enough. 4 minutes later, everything has some color and the onions are translucent. That is the time for the spices. I will add in a teaspoon of minced garlic, a teaspoon of minced ginger, a teaspoon of tomato puree, then half a teaspoon or 2 grams of turmeric, half a teaspoon or 2 grams of paprika, quarter teaspoon or 1 gram of cumin, quarter teaspoon or 1 gram of chili powder, and some freshly ground black pepper. Mix everything so the spices get toasted, and then go in with the broth powder and the coconut milk. Give it another stir, and as soon as it starts to boil, add in the tempeh, reduce the heat to medium-low, close the lid and let it simmer for 8 to 10 minutes. After that, always check for seasoning. This tastes actually really good, and remove it from the heat. I mean, look at this creamy goodness. I will transfer everything into a bowl and top it with fresh cilantro. An amazing meal for weight loss, as all the recipes that are in my newly released cookbook. Low calorie, high protein meals that keep you full so you can lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. Finally, a diet that works. Link is in the description. The entire meal comes in with 488 calories, 67 grams of carbs, 26 grams of fat and 33 grams of protein. Check out how to make the best air fry potato snacks, so click on this video and see you there.